We are at Natural Bridge State Park in North Freedom, Wisconsin. I think this is the smallest state park that I've ever been to. It's very tiny, but I'm excited to be here. And I thought we were funny parking in the middle of the parking lot. We're the only ones here. Pretty awesome. We selected one of the three options for getting into the woods onto the one loop that there is in this park. So we'll be hiking almost 2.5 miles today is the plan. But that's the entirety of the trail system in this park. Pretty awesome. But we thoroughly enjoyed the ride out here. So we wanted to hike some, but part of being somewhere different is just kind of seeing what everything is like, where people live, and thought it was fun. We drove by a lot of farms, and so prompted us to then research to learn more about the crops they grow here and how different crops are harvested, including some of the wild ones that we have encountered as we've been hiking. So I think it's so neat to just learn about where you are. You find the highlight of this hike quite quickly. So this is a natural rock shelter. So we had fun learning about this one. It was excavated in 1950s, and it's one of the oldest, known to house some of the oldest people. I want to say it was about 12,000 years ago, something like that. And then this natural bridge or arch was made with the same way that the arches in Arches National Park in Utah were made, by eroding the sandstone. So pretty cool. It's definitely a dense forest. Pretty cool view. The arch is about 35 feet high, I think is what it said, something like that. And cool, you can see a little baby arch down next to the rock shelter, so that's cool. I've been enjoying learning about this kind of stuff with the history of the area. We ended up traveling pretty high up. Can't see too much out there, but you can tell it's kind of valley-like. Alright, we're in a more rugged section of the trail here. Some of it's more clear, though it seems like the forest is just trying to take the trail back. So definitely checking for ticks after this one. And had to use the bug spray again. It's helping some. So a lot of stuff is looking quite shiny or bright green. We had a pretty huge storm come through. We got out this morning and do some climbing, which was awesome to learn about that area, and how the bluffs were formed by the ancient oceans and rivers and erosion and everything. So very cool. So we got to do some fun climbing. It was a beautiful view overlooking the lake that's there, and climbed until we were getting rained on and hearing thunder. So it poured for hours today, and it was complete with tornado warnings and tornado sirens. So made for an exciting afternoon. We're excited to get out for the evening though. So we definitely have seen a lot of signs of a burn here. I'm assuming it was a controlled burn because where we're seeing that, there's definitely less growth on the forest floor. But that might have just been a natural thing. But I would assume they've done that intentionally, since that often happens. Definitely we have some down trees. It's a more interesting hike. So, interesting. We had to cross the street and we'll have to cross it back. So this is part of State Park. We're in a pretty field with lots of flowers. It's just very tall grasses. It's less buggy out here though. Even with the bug spray, the mosquitoes are kind of dive bombing us. So we hiked through the meadow. Lots of wildflowers and tall grasses. It's really quite pretty. Got to the other side. We've been hiking through the forest since. Had to bushwhack our way through several spots. So we're now at the bottom portion of our trail and going across, and then we'll make our way back up. I guess through the meadow again. So we'll see. This is quite an adventure. So I always am looking for somewhere different to hike. This is definitely a different experience. I'm glad we're out here checking it out. It's unique. We are nearing the end of our trail today. We're back in the meadow, and then we have one other short tramp through the woods in front of us before we make our way back. But this has been a hike to remember, a good adventure. I definitely recommend it if you're in this area of Wisconsin. I do think bug spray is required, and I recommend long sleeves and pants. But it was great. It was a really good adventure. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, this is it. Beautiful meadow here. Get the feeling of Wisconsin. I'll see you next time on the trail with Heart.